Hello everyone, I am Indu and in today's lecture on verbal aptitude, we would be discussing reported speech. Reported speech, also known as indirect speech, is the method of conveying someone else's statements or thoughts. There are basically two ways to report speech: the direct speech, that is the direct narration, or the indirect speech, that is the indirect narration. Direct speech or the direct narration is the one where the actual words of the speaker are presented. This is usually within inverted commas without any alteration. Like right now, I am talking to you. So this is direct conversation, a direct speech, right? So the exact words of the speaker are enclosed in inverted commas. A comma separates the reporting verb from the reported speech, right? And the first word of the reported speech begins with a capital letter. We have some examples here that we should look at. Mary exclaimed, "This place is amazing." So here, this place is amazing. That is Mary's words. They come in inverted commas, right? A comma separates the reporting verb, that is, she exclaimed, which is the reporting verb, from the reported speech. This place is amazing. And the first word of the reported speech, this, like the T of this is capital, right? Second, I have a meeting at 3 a.m. So announced John. Now, the reported speech, that is, I have a meeting at 3 p.m., is separated by a comma from the reported verb announced, right? I is obviously capital, and that is it. The third one, where are you going? She inquired. Now, um, where are you going? It is in inverted commas. Uh, the where is capitalized. Fourth, please bring me some water, requested Tom. Here, the reported verb has been separated from the reported speech. Please bring me some water with a comma. The P of the please is capital, so it follows all the rules, right? That is what we must keep in mind. Now we come on indirect speech because that is our topic of discussion for today. In indirect speech, the substance of speaker's words is reported without replicating the exact words, right? So there are some key features of indirect speech that one must remember. No inverted commas are used. So no inverted commas are used. It is introduced with conjunctions like that, if, what, why, etc. The comma separating the reporting verb from the reporting speech is removed. The comma that we had in the direct speech, that comma does not appear here. The reporting verb changes according to tense, while the tense of the reporting verb remains unchanged. So the reporting verb changes according to the tense, but the tense of the reporting verb remains unchanged. We will see the examples later. And the punctuation changes with no interrogation or exclamation marks at the end. These are the 5 rules that one must remember. In case you have any doubts, you could put it in comments and I will let you know. I'll rectify them for you, right? Now here we have certain examples of indirect speech. They are the same sentences we discussed in direct speech, but in indirect form. In indirect speech, Mary exclaimed that the place was amazing. Now here we have put a that is a conjunction has been used. There are no inverted commas or a comma separating the reporting verb from the reported speech. Right. Similarly, John announced that. Here also we've used the conjunction that he had a meeting at 3 p.m. She inquired where he was going, right? So here we've used the reporting verb inquired because that was a question. And Tom requested me to bring him some water. So here we have put conjunctions. We don't have inverted commas or a comma separating them, right? Comma separating the reporting verb from the reported speech. So we must keep that in mind. However, we would be discussing the detailed rules for indirect speech from now on. But first, let's discuss about reporting verb and reported speech. The verb preceding the inverted commas is the reporting verb. Say, said, ask, reply, right? The words within the inverted commas, they constitute the reported speech. I am hoping the distinction is clear to you now. However, we will go through some examples. Peter mentioned. Now here, the mentioned is a reporting verb. It comes before the reported speech, and the reporting verb is followed by a comma. Peter mentioned, comma, inverted commas, I might visit Paris next month. So now the thing in inverted commas, the statement in inverted commas is the reported speech. The verb preceding that is the reporting verb, right? Could you pass me the salt? Sarah asked. Here, asked is the reporting verb. Could you pass me the salt is reported speech. Why did you miss the flight? The boss inquired. Inquired is the reporting verb. Why did you miss the deadline is the reported speech. I will finish the report by tomorrow, she assured. Assured is the reporting verb. I'll finish the report by tomorrow is the reported speech, right? Now we have some rules for the change of tenses in reported speech. If the reporting verb is present or future tense, the tense of the reported speech remains unchanged, right? For example, Lisa says, I enjoy hiking. The indirect speech would be Lisa says that she enjoys hiking. So if the reporting verb says, that is the verb which comes before the reported speech, if that is in present tense or future tense, the tense of the reported verb remains unchanged. The tense of the reported speech remains unchanged, right? So it would be she enjoys hiking. If the reporting verb is in the past tense. For example, here we have the example promised. I will attend the conference. Mark promised. If the reporting verb promised, that is in the past tense, the tense of the reported speech changes corresponding to the past tense. So it would become Mark promised that he would attend the conference. So we'll have would. It wouldn't be will. Would attend the conference because the reported speech, the tense of the reported speech changes to the corresponding past tense here, right? And that's important. However, we have certain exceptions. Universal truths, habitual facts, and past historical facts retain their original tense in the reported speech. For example, the sun rises in the east. However you say it, it would remain that only, right? For example, Mark proclaimed sun rises in the east. Mark proclaimed that the sun rises in the east. It would still be rises, right? Simultaneous actions and improbable conditions may not require tense changes. So it's important to note that some simultaneous actions or improbable conditions may not require tense changes. Now, we'll discuss sentences with must, can, and needn't. Expressions like must, can, and needn't may retain their form. They may retain their form in reported speech based on content. She insisted, you must try the cake. She insisted that I must try the cake. So here the must remains the same, retains its form, right? Must try the cake. Now, I can complete the project on time, he declared. He declared that he can complete the project on time. Here we did not change it, right? Here we did not change the can to could. Here we did, so these are certain expressions, must, can, and needn't, that may retain their form in reported speech as well based upon the context. Coming to changes in pronouns, we have the first rule, pronouns in the reported speech change according to the person of the subject of the reporting verb. That is, when we say, they said we love the city, the we becomes the they. It changes, the pronoun changes according to the pronoun of the subject of the reporting verb, right? The subject of the reporting verb here is they. So the pronoun of the reported speech will also change to they. They said we love the city. They said that they love the city. The second rule is that the pronouns of the second person in the reported speech change into the person of the object of the reporting verb. It may sound a little tricky here, but it is very easy. right? The pronoun of the second person in the reported speech. Now, second person in the reported speech is me. You impressed me. For example, if we are looking at the sentence below, you impressed me, the second person is me. So the me will have to change. Now, it will change to what? It will change into the person of the object of the reporting verb, right? So the object of the reporting verb is him. She said to him. So it will change into the third form. She said to him, "You impressed me." She told him that he had impressed her, right? So why did me become her? It is because the pronouns of the second form in the reported speech change into the person of the object of the reporting verb, right? So they change into third person here. Now we have the third rule, pronouns of the third person in the reported speech, they remain unchanged. So the pronouns of the third person in the reported speech will always remain unchanged. Words indicating nuance such as this, your, now, etc. may remain unchanged if they refer to objects present at the time of reporting or the location or time of the reported speech, right? So when I say this direct speech, he says, "I shall settle it just now." He says that he will settle it just now. Here, the just now does not change, it remains unchanged because it's talking about the current time. It's talking about at the time of reporting itself, right? Yeah. Now we have modal verbs such as must, needn't, and can. Must showing necessity changes to past tense. Must showing a future necessity changes to would have to. She said, "I must attend the meeting." Now, she said she must attend the meeting, right? Here we have a problem. I will rectify it and I'll put it in comments as well. However, we should go on to the next one. She said, "I must submit the proposal this week." She said that she would have to submit the proposal the following week. As we said, it changes to would have to, right? Because it's talking about a future necessity, it will change to would have to. She said she would have to submit the proposal the following week, right? The next week becomes the following week here. And the must showing necessity, that changes to past tense, right? So we must remember that. Uh, so she said, "I must attend the meeting" would change to the past tense. It would become she said she must attend the meeting. Or no, she said she had to attend the meeting. Because here we say that the necessity, the immediate necessity, it changes to past tense. "I must attend the meeting" becomes she had to attend the meeting, right? She said, "I must attend the meeting." She said she had to attend the meeting, right? Rule 2. Here, must indicating permanent ruling or prohibition remains unchanged. For example, if the manager said employees must submit reports weekly, the manager said that the employees must submit reports weekly. Here we are talking about a permanent ruling that the manager has given, so it will remain unchanged, right? It's must only here. Now, as we move further ahead, we have the comparison of assertive sentences. In converting an assertive sentence into indirect speech, the reporting verb changes to told, replied, informed, etc. Right? And inverted commas are removed and a conjunction like that is used. He remarked, "The weather is beautiful today." He remarked that the weather was beautiful that day. Right? She informed us the concert starts at 7 p.m. She informed us that the concert started at 7 p.m. Now we are looking at change from indirect speech to direct speech. It is just the reverse of the rules. Just reverse the rules for converting direct into indirect speech. Okay. Maintain the original pronoun and tense from the indirect speech. Maintain the original pronoun and tense. This is an important rule. You must remember it. For example, if we have the indirect speech, she mentioned that she would finish the report soon. She said, comma, inverted commas. Here, said is the reporting verb. I will finish the report soon. Right? So one must remember that. Here we've used she would finish the report soon. The she would become I because it's talking about herself. I will finish the report soon. Right? Now we talk about changing interrogative sentences. Change the reporting verb to an appropriate verb like asked, inquired, or demanded. Use if or whether as a conjunction for yes, no answer type of questions. Adjust the word order, pronouns, and tenses accordingly. Right? He said to me, what is your name? He asked me what my name was. So said to me becomes asked because we changed the reporting verb to an appropriate question verb. Um, she said to him, when will you come back? She asked him when he would come back. Again, you must remember the changes that have happened here. You will get to know about it more as you practice, as you solve previous year questions. You will get to know how the changes happen. You'll get a better grasp at changing these, like be it indirect to direct, be it um, you know, changing to interrogative sentences or even imperative sentences that we will discuss now. You'll get a grasp of them only as and when you solve new questions or, practice. So here, changing imperative sentences, we substitute the reporting verb with the verb expressing command, request, or advice. For example, a command, request, or advice. So just remember that. Transform the imperative mood to infinitive mood using to before the verb and omit conjunctions to introduce the reported speech. She said to me, please take your book. She requested me to take my book. Come quickly, he shouted, and help me. She sh- he shouted for them to come quickly and help him. Right? So it's important to change it in an infinitive mood using to before the verb, to come, to take. That is important. Right? Now we have changing sentences beginning with let. So there can be two kinds of sentences, one that express a proposal. The direct speech is, I said to him, let us go to the river for swimming. I proposed to them that we should go to the river for swimming. I said to them becomes I proposed to them that we should go to the river for swimming. Now, the other one, the other kind of sentences that denote permission, he said to the peon, let the visitor come in. He ordered the peon to let the visitor come in. Now, we have conversion of optative sentences. Optative sentences express wishes, blessings, or desires. To convert them into indirect speech, we changed the reporting verb to wished, prayed, or desired. We used that to introduce the reported speech, and we replaced the exclamation mark with a full stop. Replace the exclamation mark with a full stop, introduce that to introduce the reported speech, and change the reporting verb to wished, prayed, or desired, depending upon the context. Now, here we have the direct speech. The mother said, may God bless you with long life and prosperity, my son. The mother wished or the mother prayed that God, so when we're talking about God, it's mostly prayed, right? The mother prayed that God might bless her son with long life and prosperity. My friend wished that I might win a scholarship. That is indirect speech on its own. Um, my um, my friend said, you know, So that would be the direct form. My friend said, uh, may he get the scholarship, right? My friend wished that I might win a scholarship. Conversion of exclamatory sentences. Exclamatory sentences convey strong emotions or reactions. To convert them into indirect speech, we change the reporting verb to explain, exclaimed, cried out, or wished. We omit interjections and express the emotion through adverbs or adverb phrases. We use that to introduce the reported speech, and we adjust the sentence for completeness. She said goodbye, friends. She bade goodbye to her friends. Right? That is how exclamatory sentence work. We change the reporting verb to exclaimed, cried out, or wished. We omit interjections and express the emotion through adverbs or adverb phrases. And we use that to introduce the reported speech usually, and we adjust the sentence for completeness, right? Now we have certain questions. Direct. I have never been to Paris, she said. Now, we omit, it's easy to omit the wrong options, and you could either convert it into right options or you could omit. I usually follow the omit method, but it's up to you. I've never been to Paris, she said. She said that she never goes to Paris. Now, this can't happen because we can't change the verb just like that to some present tense, right? She said that she had never been to Paris. Now, this is the word. This is the sentence. There can be no other right sentence because, we are talking about, we have to change the verb of the reported speech to the verb of the reporting verb, right? Said. So she said, I have never been to Paris. She said that she had never been to Paris. It changes to past tense. This is the answer. Now, here also we have to do the same thing. Why did you skip the meeting? The manager asked. So it will obviously remain asked. The manager asked why I had skipped the meeting. The manager asked, why did I skip the meeting? No. So, because it would be A, the manager asked why I had skipped the meeting, right? Because it changes to the reporting verb, it changes to the past tense, which is the reporting verb, why I had skipped the meeting, right? Now, we will finish the project tomorrow, they said. They said that they will finish the project the next day. They said that they would finish the project tomorrow. It would be the first one. Tomorrow becomes the next day when we're talking about reported speech. Right? But it cannot be will because they're talking about they said. Or can it be? Now, this is for you to decide. Obviously, it can be will. It will be will. Right? We are talking about an action that is going to happen in the near future. They said they will finish the project the next day. Okay. Now, identify the correct transformation into reported speech. Are you going to the concert? He asked. He asked if I was going to the concert is the right answer here, right? Because again, we change the sentence we change the verb of the reported speech into the verb of the reporting verb. He asked. He asked if I was going to the concert. Now you will observe that this option is not there in any of the answers, right? He asks if I was going to the concert. No. He asked if I will go to the concert. Now, yes, it will be he asked if I will go to the concert because he's talking about future tense. Okay. Now, you have to choose the right reported speech. Please help him with my please help me with my homework, she said. Now, as we've discussed before, it's something asking for a request. So we would change the reporting verb. She requested to help her with her homework. The last one would be the answer. Right? So that was it for today. There was a correction in the slide, which I will correct and upload it for you. Until then, if you have any doubts, you could ask me in comments and I would reply to you. Thank you so much for listening to me and have a great day.